Now, this is what the Google Play console will look like. Yours might be a little bit empty. Maybe you'll have more apps like this. Maybe you'll have something as popular as this app right here. And don't worry, it has a big update coming out soon where this install list will grow a little bit faster than 36. But anyways, to create a new application, you go to Create App in the top right. So here we're going to give it an app name. We're going to do ZTM to do. You got to fill in a bunch of information here. This is going to be what most of this lesson is, just filling out information. So it's an app. It's going to be free. We need to confirm that we accept all of these and create an application. Now this is the dashboard for this specific application. Now Google makes it pretty easy actually to go through all this. So you'll see start testing now. There's 4 sections you can go through, or actually 3 sections, and you can expand all of this, view tasks, and it literally guides you through everything you need to do in order to make sure that your app can get released. So first we select some testers, save that, and you'll see a little check mark gets created there. Now we can create a release. This is where we actually upload our app bundle. Let's see if we can drag it directly from VS Code here. So this is what we created in the last lesson. And now we might be able to drag it and drop it in here. It did not work. Okay, we'll do it the old-fashioned way. We'll go to the file location here. So this is our file in the Finder. Now we can drop it, and there we go. This time it's working better. It's uploading. And there we go. We have our app bundle version 1.0.0. Here you can add release notes that you usually see. And the releases will say initial version, even though we're not going to actually release it. Click the review release. Actually, at this point, you can start to roll out for internal testing. So at this very first thing we did on the dashboard was we selected some testers. So you can select those internal testers that you want to have early access to be able to use it, probably yourself, probably some people on your team, and you can create an internal release. So we'll do that here. Now I can begin the rollout, and now whoever was in that list of testers will have access to that application, will be able to play with it on the App Store. And then you go through the rest of the steps. I guess at this point we could technically stop. Like, we released it to the testers. You want to take a long time testing the application, make sure it works. Remember how we said testing is important at every stage to make sure that your application is not broken. You would eventually go through the rest of the steps and then promote your release. You can either promote it to open testing, so people all over the Play Store can start testing your application. They can actually find it publicly and they can download it and start testing it, and then eventually to production. Now, it won't let you do that because we haven't filled out some other stuff, so let me at least go through it. So next part, you would want to set up your application. So this is where you provide your information about your app and the store listing and all that stuff. So your application needs a privacy policy. You can go in, set a URL to where that is. Let's go into app access. So we want to make sure that all functionality is available without special access. There's no restrictions on there, and that's correct for our application. So we have a check mark. Some ads. No, my app does not contain any ads. If it did, I'm sure you'd have to check some other stuff. So it's just a long process asking you about your application and different things you'd want to add. The second section is how your app is organized and presented. So here you can select an app category. You said it's an app category. Is there a productivity one? Yes, there is. That's perfect. Details, where you would put in your email. Going to put my actual email, but just put your email so people could reach out to you. They'll see at the bottom of the App Store. Can add some tags and stuff like that. Then go back to our dashboard. You can set up your actual store listing. So how it's going to look. It's called ZTM to do. Short description is say a simple to-do list for productivity. And you can fill it out even more. Do a full description. Add some graphics, some screenshots of your application, what it looks like. And you can have phone screenshots, tablet screenshots, Chromebook screenshots, all these, so it looks like a professional listed app that looks good. Once you go through all these steps, then you can go on to the next step. So this is releasing your app to a large group of testers, where we said that's open testing. There's some tasks you need to fill out here. Select countries, select the testers, and you create a release. Actually, this is closed testing. So the first section was internal testing. That's probably within your team. Closed testing, some people that you know that you want them to test. That's probably this section. You create a release. Then let anyone test your app on the Google Play Store. So this is the open testing we're talking about. Same thing. You select countries, create a release. You can set up a pre-registration if you want, or you could just release directly. And here, same thing. You just select countries, create a release, and there you go. So in order to have it fully released to the public, let's say you tested everything good, you make sure everything is filled out on that dashboard, and you promote this release to production. And then it'd go through that review process that I was telling you about. If it either gets rejected or accepted, they'll tell you why it got rejected. Maybe you didn't click something within the process correctly, and you have to change that, or maybe your app doesn't function how they want it to function, which is less likely on the Play Store than the Apple Store. But then you just re-go through that process, resubmit your application the same way we did here, and then try again. So that's the whole process of releasing an application